Honourable members, the first oral question for today, I call on the Honourable Lenora to ask question 85/2020. You have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. The question is to the Honourable Attorney General, Minister for Economy, Civil Service and Communications. Could the Minister inform Parliament when teachers will receive their annual performance assessment pay rise that has been overdue for more than 2 years now? Thank you, Speaker.
I now call on the Attorney General and Minister for Economy, Civil Service and Communications, the Honourable Ayaz Syed Qayyum. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, Mr. Speaker, sir, I'd like to comment on the question, but by way of background, because I think sometimes a bit of confusion between what is generally called MIAPA, which is the annual performance assessment, and the actual pay rises or different pay scales. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the whole of government civil service reform actually commenced in 2015. It encompassed 5 key areas of human resources management, which were open merit recruitment and selection, positive discipline, job evaluation, performance management, and learning and development. Performance management, Mr. Speaker, sir, is all about improving civil service delivery in the civil region civil service through changes in many functions. Some of these are the planning, monitoring, and reporting of performance at the organization, work unit, and individual level. The work of each individual is fully aligned with the work of the ministry, and the work of each ministry is fully aligned with achieving the service delivery priorities of the government. A foundation will be in place to improve performance. The performance management framework, Mr. Speaker, sir, which included the MIAPA, was approved by the Public Civil Service Commission for implementation across the civil service in November 2017. Individual ministries are responsible for the performance assessment of each employee and the subsequent moderation of these results. Mr. Speaker, sir, to put into context, the Ministry of Education is the largest ministry as far as the employees are concerned. In 2017-2018, there were 14,244 civil servants in that ministry. Currently, there's 14,027, out of which 13,449 are teachers and 578 are non-teaching staff. So it's the largest ministry from that perspective. And MIAPA is about each individual civil servant. So you can imagine the huge exercise that it has to go through. Mr. Speaker, sir, moderation, of course, is a critical component of the performance management system, since it ensures that employees are rewarded for measurable contributions to the achievements of the ministry, not just based on the perception of the supervisor. Mr. Speaker, sir, as some of you may recall, post-2000, a performance management system was also introduced by the previous government with some of the permanent secretaries and some of the other senior civil servants. But it was ditched because the fundamentals weren't right. Because as you can imagine, if, for example, my superior is going to assess me and my junior is also going to assess me, and if everybody works in cahoots, everybody will be saying we've achieved more than 100%. So the framework of that needs to be fundamentally correct. And there needs to be various moderation once the assessments are done to ensure that the actual assessments are actually correct. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I said, it's not just about based on the perception of the supervisor. These rewards are in the form of salary step increments or performance payments. So you can have a salary step increment or you can get actually a one-off performance payment. Both are based solely on performance and not annual increments or bonuses that should be expected to be received in the form of pay rise. Speaker said the salary steps I'm referring to are results of a comprehensive job evaluation exercise in 2017, which moved to modernize remuneration in the civil service. I previously provided details to Parliament on the job evaluation exercise and the subsequent pay rise received by civil servants, including ranging from 2% to 76%. Mr. Speaker, sir, the payments made under MIAPA process are not pay rises but evidence and performance-based salary increments to eligible civil servants to reward improved or consistent performance. In the first year of implementation of the performance management system, The MIAPA process across the civil service was due to be finalized in April 2018, with moderation to occur in May 2018. The moderation process in the Ministry of Education, Heritage and Arts took longer than anticipated, mainly due to the lack of substantiated work units, which is the school or department results, for comparison to the claims made by individuals in the MIAPA submissions. So, for example, if a principal says my output has been so significantly high, it has to be then cross-checked across the ministry, has to be cross-checked with the school committees, has to be cross-checked with the work rollout program that has been set for the particular school. And there are, of course, various ways of measuring the performance of the, say, head of the school or the particular teacher or the head of the particular department. In addition to the lack of substantiated work unit results, the sheer volume of the MIAPA forms to be reviewed required a modified process to finalize assessments. Following a final check, the Ministry of Education, Heritage and Arts confirms that the 2017-2018 MIAPA payments will be made to the staff who have been assessed and moderated as eligible for performance increase before the end of this financial year. This will be backdated to the first pay in August 2018. Thank you.
I thank the Honourable Attorney General for his answer to the question. We will move on, there being no supplementary question, to the second question for today, and I call on the Honourable Vijay Nath to ask question 86/2020. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker, sir. Honourable Speaker, sir, I rise to ask question 86 of 2020.